Hey HCA, Executive Vice President Cody Burkham here with you to give you Week 9's legislative update. Just want to wish everybody a happy National Agricultural Week. It's actually Arkansas Agricultural Week as well. The governor signed a proclamation this week dedicating this the 10th to the 16th as Arkansas Agricultural Week. So, you know, it's always nice whenever the governor will recognize the contributions that agriculturalists across the state make to our economy and what we do for the state. I mean, agriculture is the largest economic driver in Arkansas, and so it's always nice to be recognized. But anyway, this has been a really busy week in the Capitol here in Little Rock. We're less than a month away from a possible close date to the legislature, so you know, a lot of bills are being filed. There's a lot of movement, just a lot of work being done on different bills this week. So first of all, I want to start on a bill that we mentioned last week, SB 460, which is amending the law on feral hogs. Just want to let you know, you might remember last week that bill had passed the Senate Ag Committee as well as the full Senate. This week, it passed the Senate Ag Committee last week. This week it passed the full Senate by a vote of 33 yeas, 0 nays, and 2 senators not voting. So once again, that's just a bill that is changing up some language on the feral hogs, cracking down on the transportation and release of feral hogs into the wild, whether it be on public or private land. Another bill that mentioned last week, SB 408. Now this is the bill that requires all closing agents in a real estate closure to have a sheet disclosing that, you know, you could be buying a property in a rural area in Arkansas and there might be agriculture nearby, production agriculture nearby, and you might get some odors, noises, sights that you would not normally be accustomed to if you did not know what production agriculture was. This simply states that you realize this, and you realize that Arkansas is a right to farm state. It passed the Senate this week with a vote of 33 yeas and 2 nays. It did that on Tuesday the 12th. And then on Thursday the 14th, it passed the House by a vote of 86 yeas, 0 nays, 13 not voting, and 1 voting present. So it is on its way to the governor. We feel like that is a good bill, and we appreciate our Senator Pitch and Representative Vaught and Douglas for their work on that to make sure that people are just realizing that this is an agriculture-heavy state, and we have a right to farm and a private property rights as well. One of the big bills that we're following that I've mentioned multiple weeks now, HB 1407, the Truth in Labeling Bill by Representative David Hillman and Senator Bruce Malik. This is a bill that we've supported from the beginning. We feel as cattlemen that is an important bill to our industry. It is an important bill to consumers. It's like I said, the Truth in Labeling Bill. I want to say that it passed the Senate Ag Committee on the 12th. It passed the full Senate the very next day on the 13th with a vote of 31 yeas, 3 nays, and 1 not voting. So a very good, strong vote for us there in the Senate. It was transmitted to the governor for his signature yesterday. So we're hoping that he will go ahead and get that signed in law first part of next week. And that will just make sure that those products that are out there that want to use our good name to sell their product cannot do that if they're not actually a true beef, poultry, or pork product, or if it's not true rice. So something we really support, and we're just so glad, very glad to see that was passed and on to the governor for his signature. There also has been a companion bill to HB 1407 introduced by Senator Malik, another bill dealing with truth in agricultural food labeling. And what this bill does is it allows for beef, livestock, or for protein I should say, it allows livestock and poultry to promulgate and regulate, come up with regulation of rule regulation, for these products as well. So we're taking a twofold approach to this labeling issue here in Arkansas. We've got it in, hopefully we'll get it in statute with the governor's signature in 1407. This would simply allow the bureaucracies, the state agencies, to promulgate and regulate rules dealing with food labeling as well, kind of the same way. So it's a 2 different approach type deal. They're both companion bills. We certainly support SB 529 just like we did HB 1407. So this new one, SB 529, was just introduced by Senator Malik this week, so hopefully we'll see it in the Ag Committee, Senate Ag Committee come Tuesday. So we'll be there to certainly support that as well. Another bill that we mentioned last week, HB 1497, you may remember, it's a civil immunity bill that I talked about. If somebody breaks into your place and steals your equipment, takes it on a joyride, and injures or kills somebody, under old law, you could be held liable. Under this bill, you would not be able to be held liable, or you would not be held liable. It passed the Senate Judiciary with a due pass recommendation on Tuesday, March the 12th. And it passed the full Senate on Wednesday the 13th with a vote of 34 yeas and 1 nay. So only one dissenting vote. That's once again just a great, strong vote for Arkansas agriculture and the protection of Arkansas farmers and ranchers here in the state. So that was led by Representative Vaught. We want to thank her for her strong leadership on that issue. It's a good bill. We supported it, and we appreciate her taking it up. Another bill that was just introduced this week, it's considered a new bill, but it's something that I've talked about really since the legislature first went into session back in January. You may remember me talking about HB 1117, and HB 1117 was a bill that reorganized the Arkansas Agriculture Department. It was a small part of a larger plan that the governor has to reorganize and restructure state government, to streamline processes, to make it more efficient for the citizens of Arkansas. So this week, HB 1763 was introduced by Representative Andy Davis. And what HB 1763 did is it took all the smaller bills, such as HB 1117, that dealt with the different departments and organizations, and it combined them into one large bill for the Governor's Transformation and Efficiencies Act. And so HB 1763, like I said, includes HB 1117 with the Department of Ag. And it hit the ground running. This is something the reason they put it together in small packages is so everybody had a chance to read these packages in small little bits and then combine it into one where it would just pass through if that was the will of the legislature. And it passed the House on Thursday the 14th with a vote of 82 yeas, 0 nays, 8 not voting, and 10 voting present. So that is certainly a good, strong vote. I don't think we can say any otherwise. There was some concern about the quickness of the bill moving through, I believe, but at the end of the day, it passed with a good, strong vote. So that's something that will go on to the Senate side. It'll be in Senate State Agencies and Governmental Affairs Committee first thing next week. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. And we get that wrapped up, and really the legislature, I believe, will have covered the big topics that they wanted to cover, and they've had what seems to be a successful year as far as passing these big pieces of legislation. The governor's seems to have had a very good session, getting some of his top priorities filled out and done, and so we're looks like I'm not going to say we're wrapping down by any means. We still do have another 20-something days left. Now those won't all be legislative days, of course, but there's still another couple weeks left in this session. So there's still plenty of different bills that are moving through that we're going to be concentrating on and watching for you, the cattle producer here in Arkansas. That's just it's just that things might be getting to maybe start to wrap up over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, that's the update we wanted to give you this week. It's been super busy. Going to continue to be busy at the Capitol. Our area spring conferences are going great. Been enjoyed being able to be out amongst the membership and visit with you at these area spring conferences. This next week we'll be in Fayetteville, Clarksville, and down in Monticello. So we'll actually be out 3 different areas this next week. Looking forward to continue seeing everybody. If you haven't called and made your RSVP, please do that. And then we want to see you there at our area spring meetings. So with that, we hope you have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy the beautiful weather that we've been having. and hopefully we'll continue to have for the next several days. So, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.